message. I got you.
I bet.
If you want to talk to Wack, just dial 911. They'll connect you.
Look at him. Wack beat his ass after this.
Look at this clean soda. Look at him.
Man, you got to teach me. It's a blowing that.
Zero.
Right now.
Oh,
That's enough for him.
Damn.
he keeps saying that. He know
it.
He know what touch
I
you.
want to fight the nigga so bad.
Oh, me?
No, the black dude.
What black dude?
Mandingo. Mandingo, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm finna get him touched for you.
Bro, you want to feel anger?
No.
Wait till you find out that Diddy was hitting your bitch.
I believe it. My bitch.
And then wait till you find out the Punisher was hitting her.
The Punisher's crazy.
Look, we got Memo, we got Trap Boy Ross.
It's
The
legendary, man.
biggest.
This the first meetup, right?
The biggest.
So much, gang. I never put a face to it, and this is my first time, like, actually seeing you, and I fuck with your work, gang. You know?
Appreciate it, man. I'm a big fan of yours too, bro. Like, you know, I spent.
No, I still ain't watch it. That shit 6 hours.
I was
gang.
gonna say, did you
I
watch
can't
the
even
600
see shit
documentary?
that long. I was just when I did the DJU interview, he was playing it while we was preparing for the interview, but we was watching. I was seeing certain shit. I'm like, oh yeah.
He was doing his
It
homework,
just
man.
be certain words throw me off and scare me. Like when you be they're beefing with this blog and that shit scare me. I feel like, you know, some police shit, but you know, that's your job, gang. I can't, you know. But coming from where I come from, that shit bring up a red flag. Like, you know, I f with you. That's how you get your money. You can't tell me, oh, you rap about this, so it's a red. You know, do you, gang? You getting your views, your money. That's how you do it. You gonna do it. I ain't gonna
Appreciate
down
that, man.
none of that.
I'm a big fan. Like, I've delved deep into the history of 600 and, you know, the area and all of the rappers that have come out in there. So many legendary people, obviously yourself, but then so many other legendary people that have come out of there. Like, something I'm really eager to ask you is just kind of like, you know, your experiences interacting with some of the other guys from over there and kind of how that whole come up
I literally
happened.
was just on the phone with C-Day like
No way.
3 hours ago.
Damn, how's he doing?
He good. High spirits, you know.
How do you feel about Rondo these days?
He cool. He keeping his head on straight. No, he just lost his brother. He was actually with my little brother when he died. He was with Steve. Rondo and Steve was together when Steve got killed. But, so I took him in like my mama had him. You know, that's my little brother. So
Yeah, rest in peace, little Steve, man. I got some questions because I know that he's somebody that was very influential to the whole area, even though he passed away very young, right? Is it 14 he passed away?
5 days after his birthday, he just turned 15.
Damn. So how does it come about that somebody so young can have so much impact on a group of people, you know?
Being around him, you could see yourself. So I don't know how to express it to y'all, but just like him being him, basically.
So
that's my younger brother, but I learned a lot from that little nigga, like, you know.
So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, right? But I've heard he was kind of wild out there.
Lil Steve had a kind heart. He used to go in the house, tell my mama, kiss her, I love you, all that. I ain't with the, like, affection and shit, but he did that. My mama used to appreciate that shit a lot, but, you know, that's just him. He went to church, all that shit, still was him. Gonna do what it do, will do what he have to do to get $1, and you know.
I heard a lot of people were like scared of him, even at like age 13, people were kind of scared of him in the area, you know.
I'm doing the interview.
What was that? She wasn't feeling it?
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I've heard a lot of stories, and it kind of seems like he was somebody that just kind of had a lot of respect in that area, and kind of like was just an infamous figure. You know, I mean, Steve Drive kind of became this famous thing people say all the world over. That
came
ad-lib.
from 109th and Loomis. We came from 49th Estate, Vulture City, which is the projects. When they total projects down, they gave everybody Section 8, everybody spread it out to different names. That's why Chicago's so up too. Everybody basically came from the same place. And the projects, they gave everybody Section 8 vouchers, they spread it to blocks. Well, you over here so many years, you over here so many years, this what you is now, and this what you hang with it, you know? So, yeah.
Before they demolished those projects, from what I understand, there seemed to be a lot more kind of structure and kind of respect for the older generation. Was it literally that the projects just getting demolished that changed everything?
That changed the world, basically, because our influence to the world was different. Like, yeah, basically, yeah.
So I heard your father was kind of like a well-known guy. He was, known for being super fly. He nicknamed Gucci, right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I do my homework, man.
Steve, what the? He drive 18-wheelers now. He own a couple 18-wheelers, so he out the way getting money, man. I learned a lot from him. That's actually Steve's father. My biological father was in jail my whole life, in and out. So that's the man that I looked up to and, raised me.
Is that where you kind of get some of your style fashion from? Because I heard he was a fashionable guy, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what was it like growing
I actually
up?
taught him a lot. Told him when I found out he was doing it, I tell him this what you should get, this what's popping, this what they want, you know.
Yeah, you styling him basically.
Yeah, basically.
Nah, that's crazy. So how did you come to meet a lot of those guys from 600 that kind of, you know, you became kind of famous with?
Actually, well, when they told the building, well, basically my family GD, so I used to live on 51st and King Drive. Like basically the Young Money and the Met Boys, I used to hang with them when I was a shorty. Steve, my mama stayed on 61st in Michigan, which is Chief Keep Block next to the bam. I used to come around. He used to be like, man, these my friends. Like, ooh, you know. I used to tell him like, man, I ain't trying to hang with no BDs. Ooh, man, you gotta actually like meet them. They cool. I started hanging around more, and I felt like, all right, they cool. You know, ooh, they got his best interest. Like, you know. So I started hanging around more, and that's before it was 600. You know?
So who were the first people that you kind of met from you know, that area?
D-Thing, C-Day, Manny Moon, M-Thing, like Trigger, Damo, all them type of F.
So you mentioned
E-Day, LA,
yeah.
like, you know.
You mentioned D-Thang. Now I know that he was somebody.
That was the first person from 600 I hung with.
For real?
Yeah.
So I know when he passed away, that kind of had a big impact on a
Steve
lot
was
of things.
actually getting ready for D-Thang funeral, and Steve got killed.
No way.
Yeah. I'm in the crib with Steve. We in the house. We talking. D-Thang here just got killed. And as a big brother, I'm telling Steve, like, you see how serious this shit is, man. You can't be out here playing, because we used to play the video game a lot. I'm telling him, like, man, this ain't Call of Duty. Ain't no rising once you get shot. Like, you know, you have to actually be on point. Then my brother got killed. Like, them days still ring in my head. Meet that actual conversation, me telling him that. Like, this ain't Call of Duty. Ain't no getting shot and get back up. You gonna...
Was that scary growing up, like knowing how dangerous it gets?
How old was you when your brother, when Steve got killed? Cause you older than him.
20 or 21.
Right.
Yeah.
So with D-Thang, I heard a story. This might not be true, so you can correct me. But like, I heard there was a story about a whole peace treaty in the area shortly before D-Thang passed away. And some people said, I don't know if it's true, but that essentially kind of maybe some of the guys maybe weren't as on point as they should have been around that time because they were thinking things had died down. Is that true, or is that kind of not how it went?
No, we never let our guard down. Never. Ain't no we, but you never supposed to let your guard down, basically. But
was that something that the older guys were trying to push, the kind of peace treaty thing?
No, it was us.
Really? What's kind of the reasoning for something like that? Like, you know, really, that's how it was.
It was real live money being made on them blocks. So our young guys coming over there with the older guys got.
Had niggas trying to jug on the block and hustle.
They been doing this shit before we was even born. Why would we come around doing all this hot shit and they got real $1 million organizations going on? Like, you know. The Calumet building, that's what D-Thang got killed on the corner of King, you know.
I heard that building used to make millions and millions of dollars.
Feel me? And we come out young ass around what they got going on. Like, you know.
And that's why, because they said that they tried to do the peace treaty shit, and then some niggas didn't honor it.
Always a hothead though. That's my.
And some niggas didn't honor it, and some other shit had.
Some still don't honor it to this day.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just saw the clip, but did you know that you can watch this entire interview right now before it's released to the public, uncensored, by becoming a member for just $5 a month, and there's a lot of other crazy benefits as well. So make sure you hit the link down in the description and sign up. Appreciate y'all.